Okay, this is my last day in Berlin. I've been umming and ahhing about doing this trip and been like, yes, no, yes, no, yes, no, yes, no, but I'm gonna try and do it. Basically following the way that I went on the day when my psychosis brought me outside and ended up being arrested and put into the crazy house. Um, Maybe this is not a good idea. Maybe I can't get through it all. Maybe this is really stupid to be doing this before hopping into a plane for a 30-hour flight back to Australia tomorrow. But I'm going to do it nonetheless. So let's see what happens. Right. I hope you can hear me. I am quietly freaking out. But let's see how this goes. So this was my building. I was on the 9th floor. And it had been a couple of months of injury, pain, solitude, of jumping off something of this height, of where the balcony is, and shattering my heel and trying to save someone's life that I thought was in danger, that I don't even know if that was real. I had a full, insulated leg cast, so I was hopping on one leg with one crutch, with rainbow tape and a walking stick carved like a cobra snake. All I wanted to do was get some ice cream. I hadn't eaten in a couple of, I think days, but I'm not sure, because I was waiting for someone to bring me ice cream. But I didn't actually contact anyone because I believed that I was communicating through my mind, and I couldn't understand why these people that were communicating back were not actually showing up. So I came out of this door here and I made it all the way to these poles before I took my sunglasses off, smashed them on the ground in some kind of symbol of I don't need to hide my crazy, and people just need to accept how my eyes are. And so I came out of here hobbling along, and I was coming down to the station down here. So let's speed this up a little bit. Oh. Now, you have to remember, this was my local area. Even though I don't communicate with these people, I see these people all the time. And yeah, got a little bit of a name for myself here, I think, but can never be sure. Anyway. So I'm hobbling along. Now, at this stage in my life, I just newly become vegan because I was suffering so extremely that I was looking for any sort of relief to the suffering, thinking that I was absorbing the suffering of animals and people and the world as a whole. So now we come to the station, where it was at this point that I decided, no, I don't want to go to the station. I actually want to go to this Malayan salt healing place that I'd walked into one day and got a brochure about a year earlier. And this is like a thing in Europe where they have these kleine Salzwelt, where you can sit in these rooms and they're all filled with salt. And yeah, this salt, and it's meant to, I don't know, you breathe in the air and everything as well, and it's meant to be healing and rejuvenating. A lot of old people do it. I went into these rooms and they got salt on the ground and everything, and I like hobbled in here all crazy and was talking to the guy inside about how I just want to be healed, and he's like, well, there's no time, someone's coming in 15 minutes. And I was like, I just need 15 minutes, that's all I need. And so he let me in there very nicely, and I crawled into, there was like a space for kids in the back, and I crawled into this back corner and just started crying, and then crawled back out after 10 minutes and came out and was sitting there putting on my boot and stuff. And I think this guy realized that I was not all mentally there and sat down and tried to talk to me. And in my mind, because at this particular time I had convinced myself that I was a reincarnation of Father Time. So not the power of the universe, not God, not this, like the beginning of everything. And that's a story that is very difficult to go into, but that's not for today. And I mean, he was trying to talk to me, but I was projecting that he was somehow the incarnate of God that was trying to alter my perception of who I was. So even though he was doing everything correctly, I still felt not assaulted, but I didn't feel comfortable, and I left. And then I came out here and I sat on this side bench here and I started talking to the trees, this tree in particular, about why it's so sad, and that, yeah, I'm very sorry for the thing. And then I went back. And there was this mural of elephants here. Yeah, I mean, this majorly depressed me that, you know, we kill so many species and then we paint their pictures on a wall to remind us of what we had. So then I actually did go into the subway, but I am not going to go into the subway with a camera strapped to my chest. I have enough anxiety going on the train at the best of times, so we're going to ride there. So instead of talking, I might just put you onto fast mode and we'll take a bike trip together. How's that sound? Okay. So this is where I ended my train journey. at the lovely Ostkreuz, which accumulates a lot of crazy in the city, to be honest. So I should also say that when I did this trip, it was literally the height of summer. It had been weeks of record high temperatures. This day, no different. And this city in particular doesn't handle heat, and Europeans do not handle heat. It just exacerbates their crazy. It's like every day is a full moon almost. So you can hear all these background noises, all these voices, the intercom. There was lots of police out. So paranoia was really at extreme levels. And I was still hobbling on one leg with a run crutch and a walking stick. Why not two crutches? Yeah, very good question. Because there was something about the Cobra walking stick that I actually bought in Thailand like 10 years earlier. That it was to signal my speedy recovery, that I didn't need two walking canes, I didn't need a crutch. I could just get by with a walking stick. Oh, and I mean, this was some extreme levels of pain, but I was experiencing the pain in a very different way. It was like I was fueled by pain. It gave me strength in a way. And it's very interesting how these, especially pain sensors during a psychosis, all get like all the sensations that keep you safe get dulled, and all these sensations that make you experience things get dialed up. My perception of the day was like everything was super bright, everything was super shiny, everything was super colors. So we come out here, the next point of crazy, and there's this cafe here, which was like one of the first full hipster cafes of Ostkreuz. I don't want to stop here. And I'll do a little turn around. We'll go to the other side of the road here. Whew, fucking anxiety through the roof right now. So this cafe, I staggered in here. It was packed out the front, packed inside, full hipster kingdom, everyone acting cool as shit on this crazy hot day. And they just recently bulldozed this whole area, and there was massive piles of dirt. You could still see the sand, and dust was blowing over the field. It was like, and you'd sit at this cafe acting cool as fuck while there was like an apocalyptic, horrible building site across the road and all the noise to go with it. I ordered an espresso and brownie, and this was the worst espresso I'd ever had, and a really shit vegan brownie. And I ordered, I paid, took one sip, spat it out, took one bite, spat it out on the plate, got up and started ranting about how everyone's so busy acting cool that no one realizes how shit everything is, and why be cool when you can be hot? Be hot, people. And I just started off down the street. So limping down the street we went. And this street has changed a lot since I started, you know. It was really a really quiet street, and now it's very gentrified. And I was ranting, not to anyone, just not even that loud, but to myself out loud the whole way down here, and still on a mission to get ice cream. And I should really say, like, I had not slept in, like, obviously I slept here and there, but I had not had a solid sleep in many, many months, probably close to half a year even. And I staggered up here and I went into this milk bar here, this Speti, and I needed some water because, like I said, it was hot as hell, and I had not drunk water in a few hours now because this really had taken a few hours. And I was looking and looking and looking for a glass bottle. I didn't want a plastic bottle. And so I turned to the woman behind the counter, who I've had many dealings with, all of them pleasant and always nice, and she always has this sour face on. And I said that, you know, dem Kunststoffflasche sind gefährlich und sie sollen Glasflasche haben. So your plastic bottles are not safe. You should really get some glass bottles. Und es schmeckt viel besser. It tastes a lot better. And she just flipped out. And she came around the back from the counter with a stick and basically threatening to assault me, kicked me out of the store. So this was my now third human interaction for the day. And this semi-aware, I came up this street, and as I'm processing what just happened and how no one understands my good intentions, and there used to be up here a hairdresser that I went to, and I'd actually popped into the day before, that I was convinced of not having a psychosis and how everyone else was crazy. And so I thought, I'm going to come back here and I'm going to get a haircut. And I was communicating with her through my mind the whole way, but obviously not, but in my mind I was. And her shop is no longer here anymore. It's now one of these cash business barber shops, which are all a money laundering front for certain mafias. And it was at this corner across the road here, after meeting with her, and I'm struggling to keep my composure, and I really just wanted a hug, and she tells me that I must be quiet. I must get control. I must not be how I am. And I just left. I just walked off, talking about how this is just snake people, which was something to do with Adam and Eve, which I'm not even religious, so it's really quite funny how so much religion slipped into what I was experiencing. And I walked up to this pole, I took my prized possession, my cobra walking snake, and I smashed it against the pole. And everyone in the intersection freaked out. And so I start yelling for everyone to calm down. It's only a broken stick. What's wrong with you people? And then hobbled off this way. So now I have only a crutch, a leg in a full leg brace. Maybe I have a photo, I don't know. I still haven't drunk any water. I'm extremely hydrated, extremely fatigued, and not in a good way. Really not in a good way. I am now slipping outside of my composure, but I'm still on my quest for ice cream.